Art is a message from the past. Art of earlier periods gives us answers to our deepest questions about those times in ways that no other objects can. The group portrait of Elihu Yale demonstrates what is typical for its genre as a group portrait. Elihu Yale is seated at the center of a table where the members of his family and inner circle are depicted around him. To one side is a small child who is likely in bondage because he wears a silver collar around his neck, indicating that he is both a part of the household staff, but also very clearly that he has stayed in that place. In the rear ground of the painting are a group of children we assume to be English children that may have been the future grandchildren of Elihu Yale. I don't remember the first time that I actually saw the group portrait of Elihu Yale with members of his family and an enslaved child, which we now date to 1719. It could have been in 2014 when it was on view in an exhibition at the Yale Center for British Art. It could have also been in 2016 when it was rehung as a part of the permanent collection, where it remained on view until 2020. After the murder of George Floyd, the significance of this painting had changed dramatically. No longer could I be neutral about a painting that depicted an enslaved child and one of the founders of Yale University. From October of 2020 through the spring of 2021, we replaced the Elihu Yale group portrait with a painting by Titus Kaphar entitled Enough About You from 2016. After seeing the 2014 exhibition at the Yale Center for British Art, Figures of Empire, Kaphar decided to paint a painting of the single child to bring forth his humanity. This painting, influenced by the earlier painting, takes the child and isolates him without the collar and without reference to the other figures who were in the painting, as if to suggest that the child was always the subject of the group portrait. Though we were never able to identify the name of the child in the Elihu Yale painting, we do believe that he is about 12 years old, and we assume that he was brought to England at some point just before the painting was commissioned. The research into the Elihu Yale group portrait gave us insight into another painting in our collection, Sir Joshua Reynolds' 1782 portrait of Charles Stanhope, the 3rd Earl of Harrington, and Marcus Richard Fitzroy Thomas, the black child who is depicted alongside him. After doing the research, not only did we learn Marcus's name, the names of his children, his full biography, and ultimately where he was buried, we were able to rename the painting and add him into this piece of great art history. The group portrait of Elihu Yale is a message from our past to our present to understand what happened, how we got here, how do we understand the ways in which slavery impacts our daily lives, why racial injustice is still occurring now. Art is powerful and it is important for these reasons, but it is also a way in which we can glean information in a visual sense that we would not be able to do otherwise.